2022 and you still hesitate to install Arch? Let me show you how easy it is. Hi, Dio here at Diosphere, a place for everyone interested in productivity, motivation and freedom. Here we are with a new video.
Wow.
For all newcomers to Linux, you should know there are basically two main distros. There is Arch and there is Debian. We also have Red Hat, but that story is for another time. Each of those distros are not based on any other distro. They are independent. Today we all gathered here to learn the process of installing Arch on our systems. Remember, you don't have to do this if you are not feeling ready. You can install Arch only in a virtual machine using VirtualBox, meaning that you will still have the same OS that you are using right now without any risks.
Prepare yourself.
Go to archlinux.org, download the ISO, create bootable USB. Use Etcher the easiest way. It's available on Mac, Windows and Linux. Plug the USB. Restart the system. Hit the corresponding key to enter the BIOS, in my case F2. With the arrow keys, navigate to the boot section and go down until you select the bootable USB. Hit F6 to make the USB first on the list. Hit F10 to save and restart the system, but this time don't press any key. Choose the first option, just hit enter. Voila! Now we are inside the installation. We can use IWCTL to connect to the Wi-Fi, but that's something for another video. If I type ping archlinux.org, we can see that we have internet connection. I'm on a VirtualBox. Ctrl-C to cancel that. Clear to clear the screen, and let's begin. TimeDateCTL set NTP true, and with TimeDateCTL status we can check if the service is active. Now let's create partitions. fdisk-l will list all of the available disks in the system. fdisk dev SDA is the only disk available in my system. There I'm going to install Arch. Press M to show the manual. First we need to create partition table, GPT for EFI or DOS for MBR systems. I am on EFI, so I press G, and to create new partition, default name's fine, enter. Now assign memory to the partition, 360 megabytes. Don't forget to use the plus sign in front of it. Again, N for new partition, enter, enter, and then plus 3 gigabytes. Again, just hit enter a few times for the last partition to assign what's left of the available memory. We use T to change the type of partitions. Let's change the type of the first one. To see what is available, type capital L and hit enter. If we want to go out of this view, just press Q. Type 1 to choose the EFI boot label. T for type, 2 for the second partition, and 19 for swap label. And again T, third partition, 20 for file system type. Press W and hit enter to save and exit from fdisk. Now with ls-bulk we can see that we have 3 partitions on our SDA disk, but they are not formatted and mounted. mkfs.fat-f32 dev SDA1, mkswap for dev SDA2, and mkfs.extended4 for dev SDA3. Now mount the third partition with mount dev SDA3 space mnt, and that's where the installation will go. Now with pacstrap command we can install the base packages. Pacstrap in mnt base linux Linux firmware. Hit enter and wait for the installation to be finished. Now the base packages are installing, our file system partition is mounted. When the installation finished, we can also mount the other partitions. For the swap partition, type swap on dev SDA2. And for the EFI partition, first create folder with mkdir in mnt boot EFI, all capital. And in this folder, now we can mount the first partition, mount dev SDA1 inside mnt boot EFI. Before entering into the system, we have to generate file system table with this command, gen fstab-u for unique ID /mnt, two greater signs /mnt/etc/fstab. Now it's time to
enter the arch.
Type arch chroot /mnt. And here we are. Now from here we have to configure a few things and we are all set. In this video I will show you the bare minimal installation of Arch. If we type ls and hit enter, we can see the whole file structure of the Linux system. First thing we need to do is to set up the time zone. Type ln-sf user share zone info, then double tap on tab key to see the regions. In my case Europe, so I type Europe and again double tap on tab, and here is the list of the cities. In my case I will go with Skopje and then space in etc local time and hit enter. After that we should set up the time to be the same as the hardware clock. So you type hw clock space -- sys2hc system to hardware clock and hit enter. From here we need to install some terminal-based text editor in order to edit some config files from the etc folder. So type pacman, that stands for package manager, -S to install, and the name of the program, in my case Vim. You can also use nano. We can type vim etc local.gen. From here we can navigate with the arrow keys or use hjkl, but the easiest way is to just type / and write en for English _us and hit enter to jump straight to that line. From here we need to remove the hash symbol. We can do that by pressing X on our keyboard. In order to save everything and exit from Vim, we type :W for write and Q to quit from Vim and hit enter. Now we can clear the screen. Let's edit another config file, vim etc local.conf. And this is an empty file, so in order to type we need to hit I on the keyboard to be in the insert mode and type this: lang is equal to en_us.utf-8. Hit the escape key to go out of the insert mode, and again, like the previous time, :WQ to save and quit. Clear the screen. Now let's go and create another config file with vim etc host name. Hit enter. Again, to be able to write, you press I on the keyboard, and here you can type whatever you want to give your system a name. For instance, Arch. And then press escape key to go out from the insert mode, and again colon W and Q to write and quit. Clear the screen. Now with one simple command we can generate the locale with local-gen and hit enter. We have one more config file to edit using Vim editor. Let's go to Vim etc hosts, and here we already have two lines with text, but they are commented out. Now same thing here, press I to enter the insert mode, go few lines down and type those same numbers. 127.0.0.1 tab localhost ::1 tab localhost 127.0.1.1 tab your system name, in my case Arch, .localhost tab, and again the name Arch. Hit the escape key to go out of the insert mode and press :WQ to write and quit. Clear the screen. Now we can add password to the administrator with passwd, enter, and type your password. Hit enter and confirm. Now let's create user with the command user add -m and the name of the user, in my case Dio. Now we can assign password to the user with passwd space Dio and type the password. If we want our user to be able to do some administrative tasks, we have to add the user Dio to the wheel group. User mod -ag add to the group space wheel, and here we can also list other groups like audio, video, storage, and then space and the name of the user Dio. In order for this to work, we need to install sudo command in our system. Sudo stands for super user do, and only the users who's a part of the wheel group can use this command, so we type pacman -S sudo, hit enter. And we need to edit one line in the sudo command config file using vsudo, but that will be opened with the v editor. If you want to edit in Vim, type editor = vim in front of the vsudo and hit enter. From here, scroll down until you see the wheel commented line, and same thing here, just press X on the keyboard to remove the hash signed, then press :WQ to write and quit. And from here we're almost done. The only thing we have to do is to install and configure grub bootloader. Grub is the first thing we see when we are booting into the system. So type pacman -S grub, and if you are on EFI, you will also need to install EFI boot mgr. Some people also install additional tools and utilities, but for now we'll keep things simple as possible. So just install grub and EFI boot mgr, hit enter. Now type grub -install space --target x86_64-EFI space --EFI directory boot EFI space --bootloader ID =Arch and --recheck, hit enter. If you did everything correct, you will be prompted with no errors message. For grub to work properly, we have to generate configuration file with grub-mkconf -o, and then the location in boot grub.cfg. And we are all done. The only thing that we have to do here is to install Network Manager. Without it, we can't use internet connection. So pacman-S Network Manager. We can also install Git or anything else we want. If we want this Network Manager to work in the background, we have to enable it from systemd. And that is done very easily with the command systemctl enable Network Manager with capital N and M, and hit enter. And we are finally done with the installation. We can exit from the chroot, exit, and unmount the MNT partition using umount L MNT. L is to force the unmount even if there are some process in the background. Now all we have to do is to reboot our system and unplug the bootable USB. But in my case, because I'm in a VirtualBox machine, I need to power off and then manually unplug the .iso file. Congratulations! You finally install Arch. Choose the first option here and hit enter. The first thing you will see is the login screen, so let's log in with our user Dio. If you type ls, you can see there is nothing in the user's main folder. From here we can install some applications like, for example, NeoFetch for terminal-based system information. And now if we type NeoFetch, we can see we are using Arch Linux for our operating system. From here we can install everything else, like the GUI, the desktop environment. For example, we can choose XFC, GNOME, KDE, Deepin, and so on. In that way, we can use this system to do some productive work, but that will be for the second part of this video, where we will install and configure the graphical user interface. Don't forget to subscribe on this channel and hit on the bell icon to never miss any of the upcoming videos. And like always, stay positive, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.